I did it. I finally did it. I finally brought my tripod to the tennis court and record the match with optimal camera setup. I've been keep getting these messages from Swing Vision saying I have suboptimal camera setup, that I'm not zooming in close enough. And then I checked the optimal example they provided. It's the same fucking setup. They have some kind of phone set up on the fence mount, put it on top of the back fence. The only difference is their court is more spacious, so that the camera is further away from the court and all the sidelines and the baselines are included. I usually film for a tennis match is that I use my iPhone, put it on a fence mount high up on the back fence, and use either the main camera lens or the wide angle camera lens. So that's the equivalent focal length of either 13 or 26 millimeter. That's considered wide angle, of course. So it's no surprise that the Swing Vision app is thinking that my recording is not zooming in close enough, because they probably train their software mostly on pro matches that the court or the stadium is already optimized for TV broadcast, and there are camera positions that's super high up, and they can use longer focal length cameras. When on the TV you can see the player on the far side of the court, they're not that much smaller, and the sidelines are kind of parallel to each other. Not much foreshortening is going on, so it's actually quite challenging to record a tennis match just as you see them on TV, because there is simply no room to work with. When you're playing in some private courts, the public courts in Singapore are actually quite okay. Most of them are built meeting the minimum space requirement for ITF tennis courts, and the club courts are mostly okay. It's the condo courts that are kind of wonky. Some are just not, they're just too small, not enough space at the back and on the side. I once see a guy trying to return a deuce court slice serve out wide. He run for the ball and just hit his racket on the lamppost and end up just breaking his racket on the spot. It's ridiculous. And it's not uncommon that my backswing will hit the back wall when I'm returning a deep shot. It's a cage fight sometimes. So because of the space limitation, I usually film with a fence mount, but whenever I film with a tripod like this video here, the framing just looks so much better. Okay, that's my rant and my unique challenges. Small court bad for playing and bad for filming. Hey, hi, how is everyone this evening? I don't know how to start a YouTube video, but that's no secret. So what you're looking at are some practice sets between Kelvin and me. Kelvin is playing the ladder I'm playing, and he actually posts tennis videos too of his ladder matches with commentary. I thought if we can get 4 or 5 more guys on the ladder to record their matches, we can start a media company and just keep bringing you peak entertainment from the Singapore amateur tennis scene. I thought his videos are quite interesting because he goes into the technical or strategic part of the tennis match more, and he's actually very knowledgeable about the physical therapy stuff and preventing sports injury related to tennis, which I'm happen to be very into as well. I'll post some of his video links below. We played once before, an official ladder match, and the first set was also very close. It went into the tie break. Between us, I would say he has the better first serve and better forehand. They're both bigger, faster, and flatter. Almost everyone I played recently has a better forehand than I do. My forehand, I don't coil as much, and I have a big backswing, so it's difficult for me to put pace behind my shot, and it's difficult for me to deal with pace. If we trust the speed meter on the top right, it's not uncommon for Kelvin's forehand to hit above 100 km/h, and if we're trading forehands, my shot would be a little slower, and it has to be a really good shot if I have to really go for it for my forehand to go above the 100 km/h mark. And he also has an improved backhand. It's spinnier, it's deeper than when we played last year. I remember the last time we played, I'm just forcing every shot to his backhand, and that no longer works here, so I have to come up with something else. Just for this matchup, I consider myself the more defensive player. I would like the rally to go longer, or if we both play more net points. So for that, usually what I do is I would try to force myself to play more cross-court shots, and I would attempt more short angle shots or drop shots, and I would try to mix in serve and volley here and there, or I would come in just after a mediocre approach shot just so that I can play inside of the court. Even though my volleys are pretty shit, but sometimes I find just standing at the net is effective by itself for the pressure it creates for the opponent. I could use that tip as well. I don't look at the ball. I even blink sometimes when I hit the ball. For some reason I find it really funny when people are talking to themselves in second person. Every time when people say, look at the ball, move your feet, stop being tight. And I just thought, I need to fix all that too. It's almost like they're trying to tell me something, and that makes me very self-conscious sometimes. However, I don't question it works. I think it works very well. I used to be a very quiet tennis player. I don't grunt. I don't say anything on the court. In my mind, I'm just this stoic tennis player who's letting the racket to do all the talking. And to the point, I'm so mellow, I'm not even breathing enough. I'm out of breath all the time. So I've been trying to add more grunting or yell out certain nonsense after each point. Not just because I need a mental boost. It's the oxygen that I'm after. Look at that backhand. I was pretty tired after the first set too. That day was me playing singles 3 days in a row, and apparently that's too much for me. I think I can play singles and recover well from it if I do every other day. If I play multiple days in a row, I feel it in my knees a little bit. Then the legs get lazy and I don't play as well. But I still have to share this video because I just filmed it so well. It's so optimal. Look at the center line. It's actually at the center. You don't get this often from me. Okay, that's all the time I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.